The first Kingdom Hearts game was released in 2002, almost 17 years ago. The series has had a culmination of 11 games on a variety of different platforms. But now, the end of a saga is coming to an end. But by the end of this game, it got me just as excited about the future to come for the Kingdom Hearts series. And it was like the excitement I had when I was playing Kingdom Hearts for the very first time. Welcome to my review of Kingdom Hearts 3. For all my reviews, they will be spoiler free, and not to worry if you want to talk spoilers, there will always be an additional video to this one called Spoiler Talk, and you can look forward to that video on another day. And in that one, we can talk about everything when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. There is nothing that is off limits, so in this review, I do ask that you please leave your comments below spoiler free. Now this game has us play as Sora, and takes place after the events of Dream Drop Distance, where Sora has seemed to have lost his powers from the events of Dream Drop Distance. He's on a journey to get those powers back, including the power of waking. And in this meantime, everyone else has their own missions, and they're getting ready for the battle ahead. Now Sora is joined by Donald and Goofy, as usual, and where they follow their hearts, leading them to places of old and places of new. The story overall, I think, is good. But I'm going to say if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts before, you're going to get a little lost. And you're going to be really confused on what's going on. I highly recommend that you watch. They have a story so far on there, or go on YouTube. There are a lot of great retrospectives on YouTube to understand what is going on in the Kingdom Hearts saga, because it's a lot of games. Again, 11 games culminating to this, so you need the great reference. I think the game does help though, even for the biggest of fans, to help explain things in moments where you may, as a hardcore fan, already know this, but it's nice that they lay it out to help kind of explain it. So for someone that is fresher to the series and like maybe watch those YouTube videos and that's the only reference they have, they get that extra explanation along the way. And so it doesn't create as much of a confusing area. But man, this game looks phenomenal. And both the cutscenes and the gameplay looks like a top-notch animated film from Pixar or Disney Animation. It's incredible. Really, it is. I was just at awe of looking at everything that was before me and seeing the amazing visuals of this game. They also have a lot of the original actors from a lot of the different worlds that you go to. Now, they don't have them all. Some of them, they have brand new people, but you know, they do their best to take them and have good, decent replacements where it doesn't feel out of place. Now, there are a few moments in this game where the dialogue really seems to be off, where the timing between the characters speaking to each other really isn't in a conversation style, and it's maybe too much over the top, where there's too many pauses or too many long pauses between a conversation of multiple characters. It's very few that it happens, but when it happens, it is quite noticeable. And that is the only big thing I have about the voice acting in general. With everything that is there, it helped you with the visuals and the talking to really immerse you in the Disney experience and make you feel like you're really in the Disney film. Now, like every other game, you explore Disney worlds and you get to go through each of the Disney worlds and explore the stories that they tell. Then it can range from telling brand new stories or telling stories, retelling of the stories of that Disney world and film. And both were really nice. Both were really great. I liked having in the sense that when a story is not telling the retelling of the original story from the movie and it's telling a different story, it's always a sequel from that story, which always adds intrigue and interest to the story and makes me really want to keep going to see what happens next. Now, sometimes the sequel style of telling the story, so for example, and it was all the Pixars were telling sequels to their stories, and all the Disney animation ones were just telling retellings. Now, the sequel style sometimes didn't work as well as it was if it was just doing a recreation and storytelling of that Pixar film. So it was some of them were the better ones, some of them weren't as great, some of the retellings were better than some of the sequels. It was a mixed bag, but I appreciate the effort that they did to try to mix it up so that you didn't feel like you're just revisiting and re-explaining every single Disney story that you've seen. Now, the combat is something that Kingdom Hearts has always been changing. And for the most part, it's always been for the better for the change of the combat. And I want to say this is the best combat system Kingdom Hearts has ever had. It combines amazing moments where you are combining Disney classic theme rides to cause so much destruction. Is such genius. And each ride felt unique and fun. And yes, you can turn off every animation to summon the ride, but man, it helps set the tone and the mood of the fun. You had fun with the combat. Now, the basic combat stayed the same from Dream Drop Distance, but the update made the battles feel more fun and exciting, and it never got old. That was the best thing about it. And seeing a new theme park ride when you were playing this game added thrilling and exciting moments because you were curious on how it was going to turn out. Now, the final element that really put this gameplay and this battle system over the top was the changing of how Keyblades are used. Keyblades now can transform into more powerful weapons and cause finishing moves that are just quite amazing. And they make you feel so powerful. And the best part, it ranges from long range weapons where one Keyblade can transform into a dual pistol, or another one can transform into something like a hammer for something a little more close combat. In that each one, they did harmful damage and it added to the fun and excitement. Now, the element of doing that added excitement and experimenting, because you could switch from changing out your Keyblades to try out the new transformation. And every time you finish a world, you get a new Keyblade, and with that Keyblade comes a new transformation. The even better part is the encouragement is that you're switching between 3 Keyblades. With a press of a button, you can switch out between 3 different Keyblades. And no Keyblade by the end of it is more powerful than the other, which I absolutely appreciated. So I didn't feel guilty when I was picking one that I liked more and didn't have to feel like I was underpowered using it. There's always ways to upgrade your Keyblades to feel like each Keyblade is just as powerful. Now, the only downturn about the combat itself is that the enemies ended up being really easy. And I was playing on the normal mode, which is the original setting. I always play on the standard setting that they have set, because that's usually what they want the regular player to play. And they seem to be very easy, including beating the bosses. I ran into a slight issue in the last battle, but that was more on me than it was on the gameplay itself. Having the enemies be easy, though, I think was a nice touch to it, because what it did was it helped make everything so fun with all the experimenting of the Keyblades, with doing all the different theme park rides. It just added so many fun moments that you never wanted it to stop, which was just so great about it in general. Now, something that has also hurt the franchise is its traversal. Traversal has always not been a best friend of the Kingdom Hearts series. There's always been challenges in every different aspect in regards to traversal. But in this one, they seem to really push to improve, and I think they have improved in many ways. It's not perfect, there are problems, but overall, it has helped to match the fast-paced combat where they can where you basically automatically use traversal moves when walking, when crossing different stones. You can jump on different platforms automatically. You can vertically go upwards and jump and dive down and make attacks. And I think this is one evolution that I think they should keep in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. And I think they just need to keep evolving of this system, because I think it just complements it so well. It keeps the fast-pacedness of this game, which I like. I like the feeling this game was very fast-paced in general, and it works out to its benefit. Now, what each world makes it feel different and unique is I skipped ahead. What happens is in the traversal, the worlds become less linear because of this traversal that's happening, including when you're getting more vertical. You can go, they're just bigger than ever before, because you can go up an entire mountain and jump from that mountain and fall all the way down the map. We have never experienced this type of verticality, this type of open space ever before. And it offers more exploration that has never really happened very much in the Kingdom Hearts series. For once, I feel like I didn't know where to go at times, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It offered to say, wow, I can actually explore, because Kingdom Hearts games are usually pretty linear in regards to going from one place to another. And the only issue that I really had was the lack of a very good detailed mini-map. Now, you can get a mini-map when you find one in a chest, but it just really didn't have enough details to really show this is the way to the next story beat, so I know I can go this way to explore more. Because in how the game, this loop works in regards to Kingdom Hearts is you get to a certain place on the map and you activate the cutscene, and sometimes you can't go back. You can go back later in the game when you're done with that world, but if you want to try to get through as much of the map as possible, the mini-map would help to be a little more detailed to say this is the story beat place, so then you can go, okay, I can explore to the left here instead of going right to the next story beat. And it just helps you move on. Now, what makes each world feel so different and unique is that there are certain gameplay mechanics that is just for that world. And it can range, and I'm not going to talk about all of them, but it can range from something as being a captain of a sailing ship, going across the seas and fighting enemy ships looking for treasure and loot. Or you can control a toy mech that shoots its blasters all over the place and takes down other opponents and enemy mechs, and each mech is unique, offering multiple versions so that it changes up the gameplay for the mechs. And it was another way to make this game fun. Overall, this combat is just, if I could sum it up in one word, it's just fun, because there's just so many moments that'll make you smile, it'll make you laugh, it'll make you happy, because it's like you're taking over your own Disney movie and you're doing cool combat with Disney park rides and mechanical robots. It's just so fun and exciting. It's just fun in general. Now, yeah, and it just makes it overall fun in general, and it really helps with the excitement. Now, there are a few things that you can do on the side for extra fun. It's not a lot, but there is some things you can do. And you can collect ingredients. Like an example, you can collect ingredients to make recipes with the mouse from Ratatouille. Unfortunately, I don't remember the rat's name off the top of my head. And I won't reveal the other ones other stuff you can do as well, because that we'll save for the spoiler talk. But there are a couple fun things you can do on the side as well. I wish, though, they added more possibly side missions within the world to make it feel more immersive. That would have been really great to add more to each world. But we have a lot in this game, so I understand why they didn't do that. Now, the gummy ship is back, and it's better than ever. I had more fun flying and fighting, and it feels good. It's really customizable. It's really intuitive, and gummy ships has always been something in Kingdom Hearts games that's always been a challenge. People either love them or hate them, and they've gotten better as the series has gone on. But this is the best iteration, and they need to keep this up in regards to the mentality. I had more fun doing side missions on gummy ships than I've ever had doing any gunny, just going to the next space on the gummy ship. There is an ending. And, you know, the game did a great job of wrapping a lot of plot points together. That has been around for multiple games. There's a lot of characters that have been here for a long time. Some characters have been here since the first game to all the way to this 11th game. Some of them had just been introduced in the 8th game and going into the 9th game. So there's a lot of moving parts, and I think they did a great job to satisfy the majority of fans in the Kingdom Hearts series. And for a series that has been going on for 17 years, it's hard to wrap up everything into one game. But I think they did a good job as best as they could, where it's not terrible, but it's not absolutely stunning and amazing on how they wrap everything up. Now, I am mixed on this ending, and we'll talk more about in the spoiler, talk about what I liked and what I didn't like, because I just can't talk too much about it, because obviously it's the ending. But I can at least say I really liked elements. There were a few things that I was confused about, and some just did not make any sense to me at all. But overall, I left the ending feeling very excited about the Kingdom Hearts series and where the next saga will lead. Now, this isn't a spoiler about it not being over. They have clearly stated in so much press saying that this is the end of a saga and a new saga will begin. Not saying necessarily which characters, but overall, I think this game is the best in the series. Though, if you are a newcomer, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to go through this game story-wise, but I think the combat is fun and exciting, and if you went and skipped all the cutscenes, you would have so much fun in these Disney worlds, and you would have so much fun in the combat system that this is a good enough, enjoyable ride for yourself, and they do enough to try to keep you at least honed in on the story. Now, if you've been a Kingdom Hearts fan for the last 17 years playing this game, I see that this game really does pay off in the end. And that's my review of Kingdom Hearts 3. What did you think about the game? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this content, check out the rest of the content I have on Freeze Frame Rate. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. And if you want to keep up with all the videos I'm releasing here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Please do look forward to my Kingdom Hearts spoiler talk that will be out very soon. That we can talk about anything in the game. Again, if you're going to leave comments, please do leave them spoiler free. There are a lot of spoilers in this game, and I don't want to ruin it for people because it is a really great experience to actually experience it as a gamer, especially for the people that have been playing this series for a long time. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mitch, and I'm signing off saying, see you soon.